Hi, my name is Howell Woltz. I'm speaking to you from Warsaw, Poland, where I now live and write. I have been asked to comment on the spate of recent stories about prisons, which I have a little experience with, as you might have read some of my books. And I would like to point out that the prison horrible situations there is not really the problem, but the fact of how the prosecutors and courts are packing them full of people illegally. I say illegally because, for example, the federal government is only authorized under the Constitution to punish three crimes: piracy on the high seas and felonies against other nations, counterfeiting, and treason. From three, they have expanded it to 314,000 human behaviors that can now put you behind bars, which is illegal. They are forbidden by the 10th Amendment from doing it. Second problem is the prosecutor, an unknown position to Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, now rules the courts, which were initially meant to be the people's province. This was our ultimate protection against government itself because the Sixth Amendment demands that in all criminal prosecutions you must have a public and speedy trial. So here's how they've packed the prisons and jails in America. They don't follow the law because the law requires a speedy trial within 70 days. I've worked on over 400 criminal cases and I've never seen that happen once. Federal law also requires them to let anybody go, no matter what they're charged with, if they haven't tried them within 90 days and put them out on bail, creating conditions that they can meet. Never seen it followed once. In fact, I worked on some severe cases of government misconduct where the courts and the prosecutors had held men over 5 years trying to force them to plead guilty. Does this work? Yes, it does. That's why they keep the prisons nasty, dangerous, drug infested, guards raping inmates and selling drugs and taking their meds and selling them to other inmates. And these places are completely horrible because that's what the prosecutor wants. He wants you to plead guilty rather than going to trial. How successful is it? Amazingly successful. 97.7% of all cases in America are illegally, I say illegally because the Constitution requires a trial by jury, they're illegally settled with a plea. They got a plea by breaking the law. So that's the problem. It's not just the nasty prisons, it's how these prosecutors and courts are packing them full of your family members, friends, and neighbors. That's where we need to go. Great to see all these articles about the conditions in prisons, but let's put a few prosecutors and judges who break the law in them, and maybe then we'll see some improvement. Thank you very much for listening, and I will put in a shameless plug for my latest book, Justice Restored: 10 Steps to End Mass Incarceration in America, which just became an international bestseller. I hope you'll get it on Amazon or on justicerestored.com. Thank you, and so long.